How's ladies, gents, and NBs? Welcome to or back to the channel. My name's Sky, and today I'm going to do a quick video covering the new screenshot and info we got on Hideo Kojima's upcoming horror game, OD. So surprising that we got an update for this game, like, out of nowhere. But, you know, I'm not complaining because I wanted another update for OD at some point this year, and we got one, just from a random article from Entertainment Weekly, and yeah, I'm excited to go over this. It did come out yesterday, so I'm a little late to covering this, but, you know, better late than never. So, what does this screenshot actually tell? Well, I actually have it up here, that way we can actually examine it closely, and it's very PT-esque. Like, I know everyone who has seen this screenshot has already said it. I'm gonna, you know, say it too, it is very PT-esque. Like, from just the hallway, all the little details scattered through the image, like, the doors, like, everything about this just screams PT in, like, the best possible way, and which, you know, doesn't come as a surprise to any of us. OD is clearly Kojima's second attempt at PT over Silent Hills, technically, but I'm so here for it. Like, the vibes of this screenshot are, like, they kind of send me chills, because it's hard to really describe just what exactly is going on, but, you know, I'm going to do the best I can. So this seems to be in-game, which is crazy to think about, like, this real, like, the detail here, like, kind of crazy that this is in the game, which is something I felt, with the second trailer they released last year that showed off some gameplay. It's like, it is crazy that this is, like, not, like, live footage or anything. Like, I'm just blown away by the amount of detail and realism in this. But, yeah, so what's going on in the screenshot? Well, one of the first two things I noticed is that, we got this TV with Sophia Lillis' character in here for some reason. It seems like she's wearing the same outfit she wore in the second trailer. I'm not entirely sure. Like, why is she in that? Here, so just why is she in a TV? Like, it is so weird to me to, like, what? Like, it's like she's like, is like her character trapped in, like, a TV, or it's like being trapped in TV is gonna be a gameplay mechanic in the title. It kind of reminds me of the theory that I had that the game is going to be focused on AI and AI characters being part of this experiment that trains AI to feel different human emotions. I made a whole thread about that on Twitter when the game released. I'll have it linked in the description below if you're curious, but this is kind of what it's reminding me of. This is a representation of the AI. I'm not entirely sure. Again, we don't know what OD is going to be about. But I'm very curious about that. And then another thing that really caught my eyes is this character right here. This female character with these horns and long hair and the red dress. Like, she looks kind of menacing. Like, what is her deal? Like, I'm kind of terrified to know exactly what's going on with this character. Who knows? Who knows what's going on with this character? I've seen some people say that this could be Hunter Schafer's character, and when I was looking at to find an image of Hunter Schafer, I can kind of see a resemblance. She does look a little bit more older looking than Hunter Schafer. But although, to be fair, this probably isn't, like, the most, there probably is a better image. Yeah, we got this one here, with Hunter. Actually, we can find better quality of that, here on the wiki. So, you know, yeah, I can kind of see the resemblance between, this character of Hunter Schafer. I can kind of see it. Like, but, you know, this is, like, she's still a little bit obscure, a little bit distant, so it's kind of hard to say for sure if that is Hunter Schafer, but that's what I'm going to be leaning towards myself. Very curious about this character. Some other details. We see more of those, like pictures of these eyes that we saw in the second trailer. The ones that appear to, like, change from being closed to being open, to just moving around depending on what's going on. I am very curious, to just exactly learn what these eyes are. Like, I'm like, I have so many questions about OD. Like, it's just like there's so many intricate details to the settings we've seen in OD so far, and I'm absolutely here for it. We got these weird lettering on top of this rack. I'm not exactly sure what they spell out. And what is the deal with this object underneath the lamp is too. This one I'm also curious by. A bunch of these chains being tied up together in a knot. That's kind of unsettling. Like, I wonder what the deal with that is. Also, I'm noticing there's a lot of good texture on the walls. Like, a lot of, like scraped off paint. A lot of, like, you can see that these walls are, like, pretty worn. Same with the flooring, too. Interesting. I'm just blown away by the amount of detail. And we also have, what appears to be, this creepy little, figure, over here, with what looks like to be a window, like, on the roof. That is unsettling. Like, who is this? Like, I'm having a hard time making out the face, so because I was wondering if that was Udo Kier. But it's even harder to make out the face of this character than it is for this one here. But, like, they look pretty creepy. I wonder if it's the character we saw grab Sophia Lillis at the end of the last trailer. I do wonder that. But I'm very unsettled by them for sure. And just the fact that they are, like, peeking through a window on a roof, that is extremely terrifying. Like, wow. So, yeah, I have a ton of corrections, which, you know, to be expected of any sort of teaser for a Hideo Kojima game. You know, this kind of thing he does with, whenever he markets a game. He always doesn't tell us everything whenever we get a new image or a new trailer. Like, he gives us some answers, but at the same time, he also gives us more corrections that we want answers to. And, you know, that's part of the fun of these marketing cycles for Kojima's games. Is part of the reason why I became a fan of him in the first place. And, yeah, I'm absolutely here for, like, whatever is going on in this image. I cannot wait to see more and just learn about all the context of these little things that this image showed us. But that's not all we got, because, as I said earlier, this is part of an article from Entertainment Weekly, and there actually is a little bit more information on OD that was revealed. So, anyway, Sophia Lillis, Hunter Schafer, and the late Udo Kier represent the three main characters in Kojima's OD, a new kind of horror game made in collaboration with Jordan Peele, the Oscar-winning filmmaker behind Get Out. A scan was completed of Kier prior to the actor's death in November 2025, but the team couldn't make an actual shoot happen in time. Kojima Productions declines to share more information on Kier's involvement, though filming has not properly begun with the actors on OD. That's something I'm very curious about, because, like, last year, when, you know, Udo Kier sadly passed away, and they didn't do a lot with him before his passing. So I'm really curious just how they're going to handle Udo Kier's appearance in the game. Like, is it just going to be his model, and he's going to be played by a different actor, like, doing the voice? Which won't be the first time this has happened in a Kojima game. You know, they did that with Deadman and Death Stranding and Heartman as well. And they did again with the character who looks like George Miller in On the Beach. So that could be something they could do, maybe. Or, you know, like, because I feel good, like, they still want to have like Udo Kier, like, involved in this somehow even after his passing. So yeah, we'll see. They They declined on sharing more information on Kira's involvement, so I feel like we will get more information on that over time. It's difficult even now for Kojima to talk about what the game is without giving it away, but the title speaks to the concept, which is to get the player to overdose on fear. Okay, so basically a confirmation that OD stands for overdose. Which is noteworthy because this project was leaked, and the leaked title was Overdose. So when the full game actually was revealed and we saw the title being OD, it was like, oh, this is Overdose! And yeah, this pretty much confirms what I think we all expected, is that it's going to be about overdosing on something, in this case, overdosing on fear. Interesting. Very interesting. Glad we have that confirmation. Unless he already mentioned that beforehand. But, I keep up with Kojima's interviews pretty well. I do not remember if the whole overdose confirmation thing. I wanted to do something new. I wanted to do something different, he says. I had this OD concept since I was working on Death Stranding 1. And as I was working on it just by myself, I can't reveal much detail, but it's something that no one has ever seen before. A new game system. Yeah, he's been touting this since it was announced that this is going to be a very new game. I mean, he said this about Death Stranding 2 as well. Like, that this is going to be a very different kind of gaming experience, unlike anything we've ever seen. Which just has me so curious, which is what the gameplay of it's going to be like. It's the same excitement I felt with Death Stranding, with the first Death Stranding, where we just did not know what this game was going to be about. We could, it was going to be something new, but it's hard to really decipher what it was. I love that we get to experience that again with OD. Details on the concept remain top secret, but it's clearly ambitious and potentially revolutionary. I pitched to many people, to the big companies, and also to the up-and-coming companies. All of them said the same thing, Kojima recalls. They said that I'm crazy, that they really don't understand the concept, that they will not be able to do it. Interesting. Does that include Sony? Did Sony also, was hesitant on the concept of OD? Which would be kind of funny for me, since, Sony and Kojima have such a strong relationship. They helped fund the first Death Stranding, and made that, a timed exclusive, same with Death Stranding 2. So I'm curious if, there was any pushback from Sony. It was Phil Spencer, the former Xbox CEO and friend of the creator, who understood what he was trying to achieve. So the Asha Shaman, the current CEO of Xbox, who calls it a deeply moving game. I've got great artists and creatives that can pick a great game better than I can. And so I want to give it space, but most importantly, I think it just represents another kind of game. Kojima expertly teases, I want to go beyond the limit of the scariness that other games have reached. It's a single player game. Interesting. Interesting that he says that, because, when people were talking about Silent Hills or OD, they thought it would have multiplayer elements. Although, to be fair, Death Stranding is also a single player game, and it has multiplayer elements too. So maybe this still will have multiplayer elements as well. And I wanted to make it as scary as possible. But for those that might stop playing it when it gets too scary, I have thought of a system that will allow them to keep going. Which is good for me, because despite the fact that I am very hyped for this game, I am not the biggest horror fan in the world. Most horror just scares me. I'm a massive scaredy cat. Which I know Kojima is too. He sees himself like he's also a bit of a scaredy cat. So, very ironic that me being a not so big fan of horror, I mean, I have seen a little bit of horror. I'm a fan of, the first couple of Alien movies, but, it's not really my thing. It's not something I gravitate towards. And again, my anxiety gets better, get overdosed on fear whenever I see anything horror related. Even still, I still would have loved to have played PT. Anyway, so I'm really interested in what this system is. Again, I feel like it might have something to do with AI, because he is using Xbox's AI technology for the creation of this game, and so I have to wonder, is he going to is the AI in this game going to be trained to match whatever fear tolerance threshold or the player has, if best way I can describe it. Maybe? I'm very curious just what this system is. It could be AI related, I feel. I can't say much more, but it'll give too much of a hint to the system, and I could get in trouble for saying too much. Okay, so not going in the near future. But, I hope we learn at some point, maybe in next year, maybe. A game like OD tells Shaman that Xbox has not reached the boundaries of games, she said, and therefore we need to make sure our platform is sufficiently open so more creators and developers can come on board and be successful, because the next Kojima is yet to be known. Alright, so that's the end of this interview portion. I'm so curious as what this game is going to entail, just what Kojima, what kind of systems and gameplay Kojima has thought of. One thing for certain though, I feel strongly that this could be a revolutionary horror game. I'm really excited for it and terrified to see what Kojima is cooking. And with the interview and this image, it's made me even more hyped. So yeah, that's my reaction to the new OD image and info we got. Thank you all for watching. What are your thoughts on these little new glimpses we got at the game? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Anyway, please like and share the video if you enjoyed it. Support me on Patreon and Ko-fi, and follow me on my socials, all of which will be linked in the description below. Subscribe and ring the bell icon so you won't miss any of my future videos, or check out my past videos if you wanna. Please take care of yourselves and keep on keeping on.